December 3rd, 2023. Been a day. I've seen some of the drug cartel people drive by. Played my last few tapes, they scattered. I took my client out to Alliance to Texas Roadhouse. I heard some guys talking. I don't doubt the drug cartel was involved. I'd seen some. Okay. Then everybody else left me alone. It was nice. We went into Kohl's and we went shopping. Okay. While I'm going through while my client's shopping, I'm typing things up on Facebook of, like November 20th, 23, ladies by the front register screaming out that, um, we told Will to take that payoff till they found out what's going on. We made sure she wouldn't get no money out of this. Some kind of informant thinks she can tell on us what's happening here. Yeah, I bet you do realize you just admitted to taking a bribe from the drug cartel. You just admitted you were embezzling my money and you were part of a payoff to let a victim be killed. Okay? Well, we went to leave and while Texas Roadhouse is down in the same allotment thing, he walks out and this guy's been showing up several times. He's an older white guy. And he screams out again, whoa, I found the tape of them admitting he took a payoff. That is what's going on. Who are you? I have seen you several times. And who are you that you won't come up and talk to me? Who are you? Who are you? Seriously. Like my neighbor, I got an older retired neighbor I'm friends with. He said, honestly, none of these people care about you or they get you out of here and hide you, Karen. Nobody does. I realize that. So who are you? Who are you? Are you another investigator investigating this? Because you need to arrest Will and John and that lady. December 2nd, 22 in Alliance. At noon, my phone's tapped. One of the officers assigned to me was talking to a guy. Is that the one that church tried to have killed? He said, yes. I heard she didn't get no money out of this. Said, no, it's the one guy from the case stealing every dime since the first day. That's what's going on. October 4th, 23 in Maslin. There was two blonde girls, heavy set, part of the human traffickers. They were both about a size 20. One went down to a 14. And they pull in next to me and said, Will said he's going to be stealing the money for us and da-da-da-da-da. Well, October 6th, 23, pull Walmart 62, 8:45 to 9:15 by the food aisle. Women are following me. We talked to those officers that watch her. Those men that watch her said yes. Said that she's never said she did anything wrong before. All these people have are their stalking tapes that they admitted they drugged her and told her to say it before. They admitted they photoshopped everything and made everything up on her in stalking tapes. And where that girl was bragging the other day that one guy from the case is stealing for her, it's actually his girlfriend, and he's been stealing every dime for her. Okay. In January to March of 19, in the mall, there was a domestic violence shelter helping follow me, okay, trying to protect me. The guy's with this lady. He turned around, he looked at me, and he looked at her and said, she's amazing. And the lady's like, she is amazing. And she looked at me and smiled and said, I'd like her to speak when this is over. He said, I could write a bestseller on what happened. I'd call it Karen's Prayers. A paid-off dirty agent, a man trying to kill his wife, and Ben being shot at running. It'd be a bestseller. While you take an agent taking a bribe from the drug cartel, dating one of the drug cartel girls, a fentanyl king, an Iraqi terrorist, a Mexican drug cartel mixed in with the other cartels coming here and running a big scam off an FBI case, selling people and murdering people. And the law is blowing the hell out of the case, and they're getting them now. But they let them run wild for years. And I send out emails to marshals, sheriffs, all this area, everything, asking for help. Wrote letters to the Department of Justice to get somebody down here. My ex, after, okay, November 19th, 23, my car's parked in a pickup 3 parking lots away, and they sold the login. About noon, men get out of their trucks in front of Walmart 62. There's a Burger King. They got out and screamed it out. It is what's going on. Pete taped Will taking a payoff. Okay? That's where November 20th, 23, those ladies confessed that she was part of the payoff and stealing my money. Well, my ex-husband fled the country on November 21st, 23, and that he's never coming back. Told our son he could have the truck, he could have his guns, he could have the furniture, get everything out of there because he's going to send somebody up there to clean it. I've told the FBI, I told the CIA where the FBI started a case up there. Their button cameras are probably still there, and they're probably coming to get the technology to sell it. You better hope Dave didn't take it down and take it to a foreign government to sell it. But there's something up there they're going to clean. Because if you're abandoning everything and never coming back to the U.S., why would you care if it's clean? When you have a paid-off truck worth $5,000, $7,000, you could get cash to live on, arsenals full of guns that you could sell for thousands of dollars and have it to live on, why would you abandon it? He's running. I think he's running from the law because they admitted they paid that agent off. And he got the hell out of the United States and said he wasn't coming back. Dropped the dogs at the pound and was heading for the airport the next day. Get it? Get it? That's where I was wondering why the FBI didn't arrest everybody on June 7th, 23. Lighthouse Tabernacle came in Walmart 62. They still have it. 10 and 11 in the morning by the front bathroom. FBI agent John fell for the stunt I taped before. Oh, come on now. That FBI agent fell for a stunt I taped before. They were only a stunt. You're kidding. John actually fell for it. That FBI agent John fell for a stunt I taped before, and they were only a stunt. Ha 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 ha. Sold videos of them mocking him. People were talking about clear up in a flare alone. See what I mean? Eric made fun of everybody and confessed November 18, 22. All the tapes before were me and not her. It was my idea to come up with it, my idea to do it, my idea to say it for all these people to turn on, and they actually fell for it. Sold videos of him mocking everybody. They said he mocked everybody at a party around June 30th, 23. People were talking about Metzger's Park. They sold the lock into my phone and the car, and people were screaming at Hartville and Akron. See, people heard when they admitted framing me March 24, 22, 1:30 outside screaming it. They have admitted to drugging me and telling me to say it before. And then people will want to say, but they drugged her and told her to say it. No one can help her. I've never talked to anybody that victimizes me, you bunch of dumbasses. How would you like to come in from working outside, take a drink out of a 2-liter, wash your hands, take a 2-liter Diet Coke, make a glass of a Diet Coke, a sandwich, go in and use the bathroom, wash your hands better, sit down, take a drink in the room, get dizzy, and you wake up a few hours later. It's like, ow, where did I bang my arm on my leg? Oh, I feel sick and run to the bathroom. It kept happening. That or wake up with marks that look like injection marks, and you're going to the doctor. I don't know what's wrong with me, why I'm so sick, and where I went from city water to well water. I thought the well water was eating my skin, and my private area was so swollen and infected from being drugged, beaten, raped, and I was collapsing in front of people. I lost 18 pounds before I called FBI. Where I called the hotline, they drugged me up for a couple days so I couldn't call them back so they could go pay off that Fed. And then he's up there at Apostolic Church of Barberton. And he told them that he knew I was being drugged, beaten, raped, and tried to blame the Vegas, where her father murdered her kid. He did an arrogant stunt of running a stop sign, killed himself and her son in May of 2003. Now, I had 6 to 10 surgeries a couple years before that, went to a bunch of crackpots afterwards, falsely diagnosed me across the board, swelled up like a balloon, my heart got off, my brain was swelling, my thyroid quit working, my adrenal gland quit working, and my legs were popping out of place, and I gained 150 pounds in 8 months from all the swelling and wrong diagnoses. It's documented medical malpractice and documented medication errors. And it took another doctor to tell me what they were doing and that they were getting kickbacks from the drug companies and to sue them. I didn't sue them, but I got a different doctor on high doses of pain medicine. It took me 9 months to get well. I have scars all over me from all those surgeries where my muscles locked up, and that was the only thing wrong with me. And it took me 9 months for the swelling to all go down, everything start working again, and to learn to walk again. It took 9 months. And I didn't get well till July, and I was almost well in April. And that's where everything was chemically induced from the wrong medications. Okay, because they were getting kickbacks from the drug companies, and like what they said, with everything going on, when they're that dirty to get drug kickbacks, there's no way they didn't know all that swelling wasn't killing her, and all their medication, they probably paid those doctors off. Okay, so and strange, I got well in July. He got killed May 3rd, 2003, and Brian had to come over and tell us we're all at home. I'm almost well in April. Everything was already working fine. I was driving my own car. I was practicing walking all the time since like February. And my heart was beating fine. The brain swelling is gone. The thyroid, adrenal glands working fine. It was all caused by false diagnoses and wrong medications. They almost killed me. And it took me 9 months of slowly getting better. And I was already driving my car since February. I was doing my own grocery shopping, my own house cleaning, my own cooking, my own laundry, and then slowly learning to walk again as the swelling was leaving. And after I had to, like they said, she had to work her ass off to get well. By July, I finally got well, and it took me 2 more months before I finished quitting falling, and then 4 months to get off the fentanyl patches. Now, I want you, and then to think about Strange in November when he thought I caught his son in adultery making up that shitty lie. Oh, you were faking through that. You couldn't fake that shit. I got scars everywhere, and I got MRI reports showing the swelling, blood work showing that everything's shutting down. And then fentanyl patches, they don't get fentanyl to fakers. And then false diagnosis of brain tumors. I have brain swelling. There's a big difference. And they were wanting to do brain surgery on me. Like they said, they were falsely diagnosed and you get kickbacks from the drug companies, and now they're wanting to do unnecessary procedures, get off the medication and so on. They're killing you. Okay? And they're ripping you and your insurance off. That was happening a lot around 2000 and before. And the government started cracking down on them. I was just one of those victims. When Strange thought in November of 2003, he thought I caught his son in adultery, he told that shitty lie. Here it was my sister. Because my sister was married to his son. She was following him and his girlfriend. And she got caught and they thought it was me. And so he made up that shitty lie. And the Vegas, I had nothing to do with her father running a stop sign. He could have told him I was a bank robber or a stripper. It had nothing to do with her father killing her kid and running a stop sign in an arrogant stunt into a semi. And like Brian said, nobody could believe that he didn't even try to stop, and he just blew right through that stop sign and right into a semi and killed him. He didn't even try to stop. He probably told them, hold on, we're running, and boom, they're dead. 6 months later, he makes up a shitty lie of faking you were sick, like a baby lie. And they want to kill me because somebody made up a stinking cheesy lie. Like my neighbor Becky, she said, that's insanity for them to even try to connect those two. And that agent on a recorded line, I told him where that somebody had told on me at that church. He told Apostolic Church of Barberton the night before I talked to him that he knew I was being drug beat and raped, and he was trying to blame he was going all along with it for the Vegas. They're millionaires, by the way. They probably paid him off too. Because why would you ever, and he told him he knew I was being drug beat and raped. And he didn't care. Women were talking about, they couldn't believe an agent would say that. People in Akron said we went over there, and he did tell all those church people that. And none of this is funny. That agent was telling people he knew she was being drug beat and raped and was trying to blame that minister's lies, that he was going along with it. They had to pay him off too. I told him someone told on me the night before he called me a liar. I told him about the guy that threatened to knife me at Giant Eagle, called me a liar. I told him he tried to kidnap me before he calls me a liar. Threatens to put me in jail if I didn't say I was lying. I said, but he really did try to kidnap me before. And I'm trying to tell him about the banker yelling at the Pizza Hut lady for getting paid to watch me. He's calling me a liar. And he said, you either say you're lying. If you don't know there's a camera above that bench, or I'll put you in jail. It's like, fine, whatever. And he starts cackling at me. That was a kidnapper for the Florida group Human Traffickers. They had already dismembered Lori's family member and bragged in her face and laughed at her how they killed her. And he went on to take Marlisa's niece, and he's still free. Okay? Now, he said, now I want you to say you were faking you were sick. It's a documented medication error. Documented medical malpractice. All my family physicians told my ex-husband again in front of the police that were watching me in protective custody within the first 2 months. It's a documented medication error. Okay? All right. So, I said I really was sick before. It was like a 3 or 4 year ordeal from the time it started to the ending. It was stupid. It was the most baby lie in the world. A low educated occult leader made up. Huh? A low educated occult leader made up. Like the officers that watched me. How could that minister ever fall for that, or how could that agent ever fall for that minister's lies? His IQ was so low, and he was a minister, not a doctor, because they paid him off. Now, I want you to say you were faking you were sick. I really was sick. And he said, you need to realize what you've done. How you devastated that family's life. I've had them in my office and the church people. What did you just say? Well, you just met with them all. And how you devastated their life, and you need to realize it. Who devastated their life, Will? Her father did when he ran a stop sign in an arrogant stunt. Putting their hurt and pain on me is insanity. Religious heresy, trying to be a witch hunt and hurt somebody just to hurt him and kill him. Like they said, they made up a reason to kill her. They made it up, Will. You need a, I said, I really was sick. It's a documented medication error. You made the FBI look like the biggest fools on earth. Made them look like the biggest fools. He's like, you either say it or I'll leave you there. I said, they'll try to kill me. Then you either say it or I'll leave you there. I said, they'll kill me. Then you better say it. Fine, whatever. Just don't let them kill me. Listen to the recorded line. It's not funny. He badgers me. There's obstruction of justice, tampering with evidence, and tampering with witnesses. They have to take your statement if they believe you or not and follow through. I talk to officers. They don't have a right to have an opinion. They're to go out and find the evidence. And he had that evidence that they were stalking me and drug beating, raping me. And the right thing was to him to do was to what? What was it? The right thing for him to do? To arrest them for hiring somebody to stalk me, drug beat, and rape me, and human traffic me, and defraud me in a sextortion scheme. And for the 2 documented attempted murders where they had me followed around it, and the attempted break-in, and Dave was the main subject, and the other one was linked back to that church, and where Katie was breaking with 3 people in the mall, that it was her church trying to have me killed. And if he would have let me talk, I'll tell you what, Terry's seen the guy try to kidnap me. And Dixie knew of him trying to carjack me. But he was so busy screaming at me, he wouldn't let me hardly talk. And he's like, why would the FBI help a person like you? Well, they're going to try to kill me. It's his sworn duty. It's his sworn duty. He's like, so? I said, they've tried to kill me. So? He's like, and then John yells out, FBI agent Will and John were acting like drunken cats on a bar stool. And says, well, we could use Pete's tape of Weird With Yourself. It's a shower scene in the other room done on purpose to make me look weird. Photoshopped by the girlfriend's, my ex-husband, when we were married, his girlfriend's father in the Mexican drug cartel. That's where the Roofie confessions, the fake sodium pentothal reports. They were in it with the Kingsman from Texas, the dark web malware guy. Photoshop means nothing. Photoshopping and washing in the other room. Huh? And date rape drug confessions, so I'd be sleepwalking and not know what they were doing to me, like Dar getting taken from a bar and Mike driving around all night and didn't know how I got home. Then try to tell me it was a New York cop and didn't remember he said it. Huh? Just like Dar didn't know she met those people and willingly left with them. She don't even remember meeting them and they raped her. She's raising somebody's kid she never met. They're called date rape drugs. So what did he just confess? He talked to my ex-husband's hired hitman, his girlfriend's dad. So he talked to my ex-husband. Right? Yeah. The guy that's supposed to have taped him and given him a payoff. Okay. Then they yell something about Pete again. Now think about this. I have never talked to him. Ever talked to him. I said, what are you talking about? Because the only Pete I know is my brother Medina. Okay? And he's laughing, stops, you don't know. He said, have you talked to any other law enforcement about threats on your life? And I told him the only 2 officers I ever spoke to up there were Silly. And on August 8th of 18, they showed up and I had a light in the security system. And they told me it looked like an alien orb or an angry spirit. And I thought they were dehydrated and I offered them water. Okay. And They told me in the country to buy how they handle if somebody comes on their property. You buy a big dog, open the door, and let the dog handle it. You know it's bad? You look at the light, the picture of the light in the security system in the dark. It's a man with a flashlight. It's probably one of those idiots coming over to drug, beat, and rape me because they were human trafficking me out of that house under drugs. So I just wake up with marks and infected and throwing up and not know what happened to me. And even the doctor wasn't putting it together that sexual predators were preying on me. My ex-husband is a human trafficker, and he was human trafficking me out of that house. So what was the right thing for him to do to Pete? Where Dave's told our son that he hired Pete on his own, his girlfriend's dad. He was to arrest Dave for hiring a hitman. He was to arrest Pete for taking the job, for arrest Pete for drug beat and raping me. Is anything credible on a drug cartel tape running a sextortion scheme? No, that they've already admitted they were drugging the woman up to get fake confessions. And so photoshopping, washing, clicking, and pasting in a sextortion scheme? We have a constitution, the right to privacy. Nobody can be in your home. Just like Officer Reinhardt said, even the FBI go to jail for looking at them. They can't even be in your home. They can't look or listen. And they except for protected light cases with statements. They go to jail. The Department of Justice put them in jail. Just like my friend from the prosecutor's office. It's a fraud scheme, Karen. They made the biggest mistake. They did it in your home. It's the Fourth Amendment, just like the Portage County Sheriff's. It was none of our officers in your home, nor did we have any knowledge of it. What these people did is illegal. We're Venom Police, the Department of Justice, the Constitution, the Fourth Amendment of the House. You have to have a court order to be in somebody's home. You can't hire somebody on your own, and there's no such thing of anybody being in your home but protected light cases with statements. It's entrapment if the police do it. My friend from the prosecutor's office said I heard of a weird case of an officer surveillancing somebody on their own. And the guy found out, went to a judge, and the judge screamed at that cop, I could never look or listen. That man had a right to privacy. Well, so did I. So what was he to do to Dave? Arrest him for hiring a stalker and for human trafficking me and for drug beating and raping me, and Pete for taking the hitman's job and for assault with a deadly weapon, human trafficking me, raping me, stalking me, and sex trafficking videos. He was to arrest him on the spot and get me out of there. The drug cartel was after me. My life was in so much high danger the day that I called the FBI. That agent should have been the sweetest agent in the world. He should have been knocking on my door, Miss Hall, your husband's in jail. We need to have a long talk. You've been sick all summer, haven't you? You got marks you can't explain, you're infected. Well, I'd be like, how'd you know? Well, he's been human trafficking you under drugs to the drug cartel. And we got to get you out of here. And he thought he was going to pull a big scam here. And he got arrested for it. That's what should have happened. Not them laughing at a rape victim that's being human trafficked under drugs and just waking up, bruised, infected, throwing up, heart racing, almost passing out in a severe personal infection. Okay? And the doctor's not putting it together and giving me iron pills, muscle relaxers, stuff for headaches, and stuff for vomiting. And they induced vomiting so bad while I was up there, my stomach shifted. Now, I want you to think how not funny a federal cop laughing at a rape victim. The right thing for him to do was to do his job and arrest them for confessing to their crimes and get the victim out of there. It'd be like Israel helping Hamas. Now tell me a real reason why the FBI should help a person like you. And I tell him about my brother-in-law, Craig. He offers to take me and leave me somewhere with no money. And now he's already confessed he talked to everyone. Already confessed he talked to everyone. Huh? He's already been taped meeting with my ex-husband when I walked off. He told our son, Danny, actually talked to him at that church. Norton Barberton police already seen him. And it was him. And with his own confession, he's met with all of them on a recorded line and made fun of a rape victim being scammed. That's why they made fun of the FBI, June 7th, 23, FBI, Walmart 62, 10, 11 in the morning by the front bathroom. They still have it. Why don't you pull it? FBI agent John fell for the stunt tapes before. Oh, come on now. It was only a stunt. That FBI agent actually fell for stunted tapes before when they're only a stunt. Is that what's going on? John actually fell for it. That FBI agent John actually fell for stunted tapes before. Ha 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 ha. Mocking him. I was wondering why SWAT teams didn't arrest him. They have already confessed all through the case that they have drugged me and told me to say it before, framed me, photoshopped me. There was, uh, it should be August or September of this year, and maybe into the 1st of October. There's a taller white guy with white hair. He's one of the officers in my case. He was out in Kohl's parking lot in Belden. He was talking loud enough it echoed through the parking lot. He said, "No, this is funny. We weren't allowed to tell her the FBI left her there." He said, the lady said, did her ex-husband defend her? Said, yes, we taped him. So did I. Karen, you're good to the kids, you're good to the grandkids. You had never hurt anyone. You're good to everyone, no matter who it is. They taped him too. He's defended me several times. Okay? Has anybody ever talked to her? Said, no. Then they had to frame her. He said, it's documented. They framed her before. She said, was it the cartel? He said, yeah, it was a cartel doing it to her. We seen him. She's like, no, this is funny. He said, it's also documented. It was a medication error that made her sick before, and it's documented some other woman was using her insurance. She's like, no, this is funny. The FBI left her there. He said, I know that. Okay. All right. All right. Should be September or October this year. I'm in Kohl's and Belden. Some investigators help him watch me. He's new to the case. He said, what are these people doing? I looked her up. She's an informant, like my friend from the prosecutor's office. They can never legally drop you. You'll be an informant for life. You get paid if you work 5 minutes a case or an hour a case. They can't withhold your money, and they can't ever legally drop you. And they put you in another witness protection program. But they can never let you go. The Department of Justice will put them in jail. And they have to pay you no matter what. And that agent didn't have enough authority to ask you to stay quiet. He was only bullying you. I said, well, everybody already knew. He said, it doesn't matter. He didn't have authority to do it. He was only bullying you to get away with this, Karen. And they still owe you that money for trying to get him information. I got him a drug cartels. Fentanyl King, a man impersonating a prince from Africa, and over 1,000 bad guys. Like the one lady said, she was part of a very big boss. They better be paying her. Okay? Well, that investigator said, I looked her up. She's an informant. What are these people doing? It's documented the worst thing she ever did wrong was bend over improperly. They only seen the back of her knees. And it's documented her whole family defended her. And the one set of grandkids were only making everything up for that one girl to get everything. And it's documented some old man was drugging her up before. What are these people doing? Think about that. What are you doing? It's documented. The worst thing I ever did wrong was bend over and probably they only seen the back of my knees. It's documented. My whole family defended me. It's documented the only one set of grandkids were making up everything for that one girl to get everything, and that's it. Huh? And it's documented some old man was drugging me up before. It's also documented I was framed. Huh? By the cartel. That's how not funny this is. And people run around and act so stupid and like it's funny that a drug cartel is breaking in people's homes, stalking them. Photoshopping, washing, and breaking in and stabbing with date rape drugs is called needling someone or roofing a drink when you're out of the room. And the poor victim's waking up, throwing up, headache, heart racing, bruised, and then infected and not know what happened to him and going to the doctor, I don't know what happened to me. Because you never seen anybody, you never talked to anybody. And it's like scary movie shit that thought people, sexual predators were violating me that bad. My ex is on the run. Once they admitted inside Walmart on November 20th, 23, that they paid off Will, he left the country the 21st. And he told my son he could have the truck, he could have the furniture, he could have his guns, he could have everything in the house. And I'm telling you, the FBI needs to go up there and get their cameras where this case started. Because they already hacked into it, and they need to find out how they hacked into it. You better hope Dave didn't take your cameras and took it to a foreign country to sell them. Because he's going to pay someone to go up there and clean something up. So what does he need cleaned up that he can't see on a naked eye? Yeah, that's where I've told the FBI, I've told the CIA, somebody needs to get up there and find out. It's not in the furniture, it's not in the guns, because Danny can just have it, but he's going to have someone come clean something. Why would you clean it if you're never coming back to the U.S.? I tell you what, the FBI needs to go get him. He's a human trafficker. Like they said, he's part of a serial killing group. August 30th, 23, I'm in Fred Martin. There's a guy in there, and he said, I got a phone call. She's going to be here. Her ex-husband's part of a serial killing group. Was she part of it? I can't believe she's sitting here. He said, no. He said, they even tortured her. I seen them. Think about that. And they sold federal information. And the FBI hasn't stopped them. They didn't get me out of here. And that agent's been embezzling and admitted on a recorded line. He badgers me, obstructs justice, tampers with witnesses, tampers with evidence, acknowledges that he talked to all of them, and then opens an informant case. See, that's where he said I can always open an informant case. That comes with $5,000 a month. And immunity. Even when you tell, you'll have that money to live on, and you'll have and you can't be legally charged for anything again. Admit to no wrongdoing, and I'll take care of everything in the end. If you get me information on David and Churches, I got a lot more. That'll sweeten the deal. And admit to no wrongdoing, and I'll take care of everything in the end. But if you try to tell someone a list of crazy, I'm telling you, my friend from the prosecutor's office laughed and cried. He can't talk to you like that, and the police know it. Tell whoever you want, and they can't open their mouth. They know you don't have that kind of authority. He's only bullying you. No sitting judge would sign a court order taking your freedom of speech away outside a sequestered or grand jury. He's only bullying you. He's just a hired police officer. You don't even have the right to ask you to stay quiet, and he can't bully you into false statements. And he said what those people did before is a fraud scheme. Just like Officer Reinhardt, even the FBI would go to jail for being in your home outside to protect a likeness with statements that agent had agreed to protect you. And they can't even look or listen. Or the Department of Justice put them in jail. They can't even be in your home. It's considered entrapment if the police or agencies do it. Otherwise, they're stalking, peeking Tom tapes from the drug cartel that they're running as extortion schemes on people. My friend Keith has a friend that works at Facebook, and he said that 5 years ago that they were doing, Facebook knew they were doing it to people. They were taking words out of sentences from people's videos, retaping over, making new videos so it looks like you're saying something you're not. And then they were photoshopping things and trying to either extort money out of people, or they were trying to ruin them. It was a big scam they were even running on Facebook. Okay? That's where Andrew Airbus got in jail for 12 to 15 years for pulling a scam like that. Trying to either get indecent pictures of somebody and then Photoshop them, or Photoshop them so they're indecent and then try to extort money. He had 7 victims. He's got 15 years in federal prison. Pete was to get arrested, and so was Dave the first day. He can't hire a stalker. He cannot take my rights away. He can't give Pete special permission, his girlfriend's dad. Retired judges have no authority. You can't touch something with a conflict of interest, and the drug cartel cannot break in private homes and stalk a victim, drug them up and frame them. And photoshopping them, and then get away with it. They were to be arrested the first day, and the victim, the right thing would have been they went to jail, and the victim got taken care of if the man would have done his damn job. But instead, he took payoffs and laughed at a rape victim. Like they said, the FBI made fun of her for being raped. The FBI made fun of her for being human trafficked. And because they were using amnesia drugs, she didn't realize what was happening to her. Okay? I'm going to upload this.